Darlings, how are y'all doing? Okay, I didn't forget. No, I did forget on the previous video. I'm grateful for all of you subscribing and continuing to be subscribed to our little bitty boutique channel. We have surpassed our initial goal of 200 subscribers. Our goal now is hopefully to get 365 total subscribers by the end of this year. And I know we only have a few months left, really, just a little over a month. But you know what? Let's just be grateful, right? If we surpass it, great. If we this year, great. If we don't, hey, still grateful. Still fabulous. Anyway, but yes, that is my hope for my little itty bitty boutique channel because it's small. It's small, it's organically growing, and I hope to have more years with you, fabulous people. I mean, your auntie is vintage, but I'm just saying. Anywho, so far we have 205, and I'm very, very, again, grateful to each one of you who continues to subscribe and new subscribers as well. And those who have been on the fence, let's be YouTube friends. I don't bite, I'm snarky, but a little bit of snark and spice and funny snippets here and there has never done anybody any wrong, right? Anyway, yes, your auntie is like, yeah, she's a whole lot of tea. That's what my friend had said recently. She's like, you're a whole lot of tea. You're not a cup of tea, but you're a whole lot of tea. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take it. I mean, if that's how you feel, right? I don't want to tell you how to feel. So, anywho, so darlings, question for those of y'all who have like your dream weddings in mind, or those of you who wish to hopefully have, a wedding someday, whether small, grand, or in between. How would you feel if you had planned it like the year before and nobody shows up? Or okay, like you show up, your groom shows up, but like everybody else who RSVP didn't show up. Like I have been to a ton of weddings, and I have been invited to a ton more weddings, whether that's in state, whether that's in another state, another country, whatever have you, like destination weddings, right? I have not gone to every single one of them. One, because if the finances just doesn't make sense for me, I would decline the RSVP, and I will also send a monetary gift. Of course, not the same amount as an airline ticket, but I'm just saying. Well, no, a round trip airline business ticket. That'd be a little crazy. But the whole point is, like if you know you're not gonna show up, I think you should be respectful enough to indicate that on the RSVP. You know what I mean? Now we have a story from People magazine of Kalina and her husband Shane, who were recently left devastated at the turnout for their wedding because they were stood up by nearly all of their friends and family. Like, damn, how horrible were you as a bride? I'm kidding. But dang. So, according to Kalina, since announcing their wedding in their wedding date in January, Kalina and her then fiance Shane had been talking nonstop about it. They invited about 75 or so people, but on the big day, only 5 people showed up. Well, including them. Well, no, on top of them. So that's like 7 people total. So, I mean, I would be heartbroken. You put in all kinds of effort, all kinds of money that goes into that. Hello, weddings are not, even if it's like under 100 people, it's still a lot of money. So now the bride, Kalina, took to TikTok to share her, devastating wedding site. The doors opening to an empty venue. In her caption, she explained how she had been talking nonstop for the last 10 months about her masquerade ball themed wedding. However, despite inviting more than 75 people, only 5 came. So now I wonder though if those people felt like they didn't really want to attend a masquerade ball themed wedding or like a themed wedding at all. Oh, I want to consider where are they coming from, the guests, their financial constraints, right? I want to, but at the same time, if you RSVP'd, okay, yes, I'm coming. Hello, why didn't you show up? I mean, if you're a guest, you're invited, and you knew that you already had financial constraints or like familial constraints, make adjustments, or just outright say, I'm unable to come, I'm sorry, and just send, a really nice gift. I'm sure the couple had a wedding registry anyway, right? Don't just ghost them. So, according to Kalina, quote, it just makes me think like, why? What did we do? Am I that bad of a person? What did my husband ever do to deserve any of this? Why couldn't we matter enough for people to show up? Unquote. She questioned that in the caption. She further said, quote, I still have, quote, friends that haven't even messaged me to congratulate me or tell me why they didn't come, unquote. Girl, if they didn't already, okay, it's time to just like cut the tie, cut that cord, and just move on. Make yourself new friends. Quote, it truly makes me sick. I honestly can't wrap my head around this yet, unquote. Okay, one, were they really your friends? I mean, let's do some introspection here. Did they really like your husband to be? Honestly, sometimes, we do things for our friends that we really don't feel in our gut we want to do because they are our friends and we want to be supportive. But have you had this talk with your friends where, do you guys really like the guy that I'm marrying? I mean, do you like him as my boyfriend? Blah, blah, blah. Get their opinions on it. Not that you would take their opinions and run with it, but at least it will give you some insight, right? Moving forward on how things could potentially be. And unfortunately, hello, we are here with you not having all of your guests except for 5. Now, Kalina said that the wedding invitations requested that guests arrive at 1 p.m., but by 1:15 p.m., Kalina's mother had messaged her that no one had shown up yet. Oh! So the bride and groom waited until 2 p.m. to enter the venue, which was set up for 40 RSVPs. But there were only 5 when they walked in. Okay, so she invited about 75 plus. She got 40 RSVPs, it sounds like. Only 5 showed up. So 75 plus just to the wedding ceremony, but you didn't. Okay. Did anybody actually come to the wedding ceremony? I'm not clear on that because the venue where they're supposed to be eating or whatever was only set up for 40. So are we to take that you invited 75 plus, but only 40 actually responded with RSVPs, and of those 40, only 5 people showed up? Wow. Wild. So, according to the bride, quote, we entered the venue and no one is there. I dreamed that I would walk into a bunch of people cheering us on, hooting, hollering, celebrating, unquote. But instead, she ended up walking into silence and empty chairs. Look, on your wedding day, you don't want to see that. Is this worse than that lady who was doing too much, that makeup artist that was doing all kinds of extra in that wedding that she was hired to do the makeup for that couple and and their entourage? I mean, dang. My gosh. Yeah, I would be devastated and speechless because I would have no idea how to deal with a venue of RSVP'd friends and or family So they would be there, but then there were no shows. So the couple got engaged on Christmas Day in 2019, right before the pandemic, and that meant wedding planning was delayed until this year. But when they had been like harping about it and all that stuff, they felt like, they probably felt like people were, supporting us or supportive of us. Wow, imagine the wasted food and drinks. Wow. Look, you want to make lemonade out of these lemons, right? But I mean, I hope that like the food was at least, I don't know, can you actually donate those to a local a homeless organization, like that feeds the homeless, or if there was food that was, able to be given to family members. I don't know. She said the bride said that she tried to be upbeat about it and tried to be positive, and wrote that the little group that did show up for her to support her and her new husband now is really all that I need. And she said that now I truly know who is there for me and who's not, and that she will just be forever grateful that these people who now she now holds closer to her heart got to see the entrance she dreamed about for so long. And she said that at their first and only wedding dance that she shared with her husband now, she said, quote, "We told each other we are all we needed and it was us against the world," unquote. Girl, it seems to be. I just. So, Kalina and her now husband are Oregon based, but I'm just still so confused. What was the catalyst for people not showing up to her wedding? There has to have been something else. Yeah, yeah. And it looks like Kalina confirmed that she has not received many explanations from the people who did not show up after she posted the initial TikTok. Um, and she said, for the most part, we've done a lot of deleting and reevaluating our lives and just spending a lot of time appreciating what we have. And so should you, girl. So should you. So should you. It sucks. It just sucks. It sucks all around. It's just a courtesy to begin with was just not there. It was so disrespectful. I mean, like I said earlier, if you weren't feeling either the bride or the groom, whichever party you are actually closest to, you speak to them. Give them your opinion. If they take it, they do. If they don't, they don't. But just not be disrespectful in this way. It's like, don't show up. I mean, it's like, did they unalive the family member of yours or something? Goodness gracious. Oh my. I mean, look, I would understand if you truly were like, in a life or death situation, you got into an accident or whatever, or on the way to the wedding, or you're recovering from a an illness, right? That you don't want to give to other people. Completely understandable, but just to ghost and continue to ghost and not really offer a valid explanation, really, it's just, oof, my gosh. Well, sometimes life will really do life, and it will smack us in the face when we are not listening. And apparently, for this couple, yeah, they might have just overlooked all the red flags with the people that they thought were people who were there for them and are supportive of them and their journey. So, darling peoples, let's take a lesson. Let's learn the lessons from this. make sure that the people who are surrounding us and we surround ourselves with really have the best in their hearts for us and us for them. And if you have to make edits in your relationship, do so. Do so. But be respectful about it. So, darling dears, we'll end with that. And remember, you're all kinds of fabulous. You remember. Remember to leave grace for others, even though it hurts sometimes. And to always journey in gratitude. I will see you all, my fabulous people, later. To deliver now. Bye.